And welcome to our show, Geeks Wired Podcast, where we talk about video games, movies, TV, comic books, technology, and TLDR, the Internet of Things. Our hosts are Anthony
and Bill.
Yay. And you can contact us by emailing us at geekswired@gmail.com or send us a voicemail or a text message at 801-896-4335. Where we will review them and enter them if you want us to, or just chat with us, whichever you feel like. And you also can access to the podcast early, and also by supporting us by going to our Patreon page at patreon.com/geekswired. And it's always useful and helpful. But this week, we're going to talk about an old Easter egg.
On the original Xbox?
On the OG Xbox. Somebody found it. So what you do is you put in a CD and you rename the CD to Timmy.
Really?
Yes, and it's exactly 26 Ys if you're wondering.
Holy crap, I didn't notice that.
Yep.
Then what?
Well, I guess you select copy and then copy again, choose the new soundtrack. And once the console finishes copying the tracks, head back to the main screen on the console dashboard, click Settings, then System Info. A new screen listing will appear that wasn't previously there and contains a list of 4 members that were part of the Xbox dashboard team.
So why Timmy?
They didn't explain.
When did Timmy get introduced into South Park?
Oh, it's about that time period, if you're wondering. It's 20 years ago.
Because I'm wondering if it's to deal with that, because there's that Timmy song.
Well, there's also a character named Timmy.
I know, but
yeah.
he sings.
Timmy.
He's in that song.
Yes.
All he says is Timmy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he says a few other things too, I think, but it's mostly just Timmy. That's cool though. How did someone find this, or did they just they might have been combing through the code?
They don't go into the explanation of how it got found, but Microsoft did release that this is not the only Easter egg that has not been found.
Oh, I'm sure they've put tons of Easter eggs and stuff.
They're saying that there is officially one more.
At least one more?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not super surprising.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Stuff like that.
But yeah, I thought it was quite interesting. I remember those. Honestly, if I wouldn't have gotten rid of it, it'd probably still be running. Those things were beasts. They were...
Well, they were basically PCs.
Yeah.
Like, they used, I think, an Intel chip and everything.
Actually, a lot of the consoles are basically PCs, but the thing about this is this had PC physical space too, like lots of breathing room, lots of fans.
It wasn't just that. It was so like the PlayStation was very much not like a PC. Coding for it, like the PS2, from what I've heard, was a nightmare. Oh. Same with the PS3, and in fact, the Xbox 360 was kind of similar too because same CPU. They both use PowerPC.
Ah.
And then for this PS4 and the Xbox One, they changed back to using... It's not Intel. It was AMD, but it's x86 still, which is what the original Xbox was. So they went back to that, and I think the new ones are even like that still too. But so, yeah, it was basically a PC, and they... Like Microsoft, that was what they did new.
Mm-hmm. So
it wasn't all that surprising that it was pretty stable. And it had good cooling because the thing was it was, like you said, had a lot of space.
Yeah.
It was big. Whereas the PS2 was very much condensed, and so was the GameCube too.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen the inside of a GameCube?
No.
It's interesting. Like, it's not like the most packed thing you'd ever seen, but it's pretty packed in for the time.
Actually, speaking of Microsoft and them throwing, basically Windows on the Xbox and making full PCs, they are hinting at the next generation of Windows operating system.
So I thought Windows 10 was what they were just going to use forever.
Well, it might be like the next major update. They're not calling it.
Maybe it'll just be called Windows.
Yeah. Why not?
Just get rid of the versioning altogether.
So, Satya Nadella, the CEO, he was talking about it, and he did confirm that it will. He did not. He said it'll be coming out very soon. He did not define what very soon was, but he did explain that the very soon is not before build 2021, which concludes this Thursday. So obviously, well, I guess in the podcast time last Thursday. But so them releasing a full major OS, Windows 10 OS update for next generation of Windows is not now, but it will be soon.
Maybe this is why they canned 10X.
It's possible. Or maybe they canned parts of it so they can shift it to...
Well, they said they were going to shift it into Windows. I think people just assumed it was Windows 10, but maybe it's this.
Well, it is Windows 10. It's just the next big... It's Windows 10 point insert.
Windows 10 Plus.
Yeah.
Like the Windows 98 Plus.
Yeah. Or SE.
Well, there was second edition, and then there was the Plus edition, too.
Yeah.
The Plus edition was... Let me make sure I'm remembering that right. Because I swear I had it. Yeah, Plus with a exclamation point.
Ooh.
It had like really cool themes and stuff like that. Back when it was cool and normal to put sounds on literally everything.
Yeah.
Now I just want stuff to shut up.
Oh, I actually went through my settings and it started like, that warning notification when you accidentally click something goes doodly-doo or whatever to, or bling. I think it's just the bling one.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, every last one of those that makes that sound, no more. Just go away. Just be quiet and make no noise. Yes, I know that I can't do that thing because I'm physically seeing I can't do that thing.
That I agree with, because the Mac also has that. And I'd be okay with it if it was just like a little blip. Like something that was very fast.
Yeah.
Not something that's like, I don't know, it takes like a second or two to actually play. Because when you get them back to back, it just like, it plays it, stops it, plays it, stops it, plays it, stop it, plays it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's better than stacking on top of each other.
True.
Because that would get old, but yeah. Windows 98 Plus. There's also for kids. Oh, that's Microsoft Plus for kids. Microsoft Plus for Windows XP. I didn't know that.
What?
There is a Plus version for Windows XP.
And it's not XP2.
Just XP. Wasn't XP x86.
No. XP version 2 was a big release.
Right, it wasn't that. It was just Plus.
Huh.
Plus for Windows XP includes themes, so like Aquarium, Nature, DaVinci, Space, etc. It included screensavers, also Aquarium, Nature, DaVinci, Space, blah, 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 blah. It included voice commands for Windows Media Player. It included Personal DJ, MP3 converter, CD label maker, because that was a thing. Speaker enhancement, 3D visualizations for Windows Media Player, which included Oddworld, Munch's Odyssey, Max's Kingdom, and Plus with an exclamation point, Undersea Wonders. It includes skins for Windows Media Player. Also included Hyperbowl.
Vaguely remember that.
Russian Square,
Why
and
not?
Labyrinth. Let's learn all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Oh, it was just a Wikipedia article, but I'll link it.
Yeah.
Windows 98 Plus also is basically the same thing. Just, minus the newer stuff, because the newer stuff didn't exist.
So, yeah.
Gotta put it on the Microsoft
The show notes.
Plus
Plus.
editions. No, just plus. Plus exclamation point. Like the word plus spelled out.
Ah. I see. So, kind of interested in what they're going to do. Plus, there's going to be a bunch of updates. Yeah. Plus, not just that, but more plus. Updates to the Windows Store, which will be tweaking a lot of the policies. They're saying they're trying to make it will favor developers with a lot of more recent changes. Things I feel like Microsoft has been trying to get their App Store off the ground since
Windows 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like using it.
It's all right. It's all right for some of the things, but it definitely has that like early Android and early Apple App Store feel still, where there's a lot of like apps that are just basically ripoffs of other
there's
apps.
that. The reason why I don't like it is because or
at least you can find those apps easily.
When I was at work trying to install Power BI a couple of years ago, I think they buried the physical exe for a while, like on Power BI's website, so you couldn't really get to it. And I couldn't get the Windows Store one to work. Like it would try to install it and then time out. For whatever reason, it never told you why, because why would it? And so, yeah.
So I like Power BI's app or the App Store better.
I did too, because it would automatically update.
Yeah.
Whereas the normal exe one didn't.
Mm-hmm. Sent you the story, or sent you the website. You have to download it again, install it again.
Mm-hmm. Whereas the Windows Store one would just do it on its own. Or at the very least, like if it didn't update on its own, you could search for it again and then click update.
Yeah.
Instead of having to go through the whole thing again. Can we talk about Fuchsia?
All right, let's talk about Fuchsia, another operating system, but this one by Google.
This is one that people thought was dead, because they didn't say anything about it for 2 to 3 years. And now it's apparently on a Nest Hub.
Yeah,
like one of the original ones, like one of the ones that you and I have.
Yeah, and it is not being based on a Linux kernel. That's the thing that everyone was talking about too,
which is just super interesting to me, because the only other stuff that's not Linux based is Microsoft, and then some weird operating system. I think it's called Temple OS. It's weird.
Oh.
I gotta look that up now, but I'll look that up while you're talking.
All right. So it's based on a microkernel called Zircon, and so this is a very
That sounds like a
Zircon, a Superman villain.
I was thinking more like a Toy Story villain.
Ah, that works. Yeah, I can see that too.
Or just generic space villain. But is this just that they did this, or did they provide a guide for doing it?
It has been tested on the Nest Hub. So this is, I think, them kind of messing around with it. And it works well. Apparently they're still working on releasing it. So it's because the current OS is Cast OS,
which is super laggy.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they're okay with releasing something like that. When I first got it, it was great. But the updates they've done to it has just made it slower and slower. The screen lags. Shouldn't lag. But
so okay. So apparently also you can get it if you are in the preview program first. So this is actually a thing that they're going to release to the first gen hubs. But for the most part, nobody notices any difference. Like when they were looking at, they're like it's almost identical. Most users are unlikely even notice the switch when it does when they finally like force it out on all of them.
Is Cast OS based off of Android? Like Wear OS is?
Probably.
That's probably why it's slow.
Yeah.
Which is probably why the Fuchsia, like if they decide to do Fuchsia, that's probably why.
Yeah, because this thing is everyone's like, what? Why? What's the purpose? Google's calls it a product grade operating system that is secure, updatable, inclusive, and programmatic or pragmatic. Those are the words.
But it's also not supposed to be a one-for-one replacement for Android or Chrome OS.
Correct.
I wonder if they'll try to put it on a Chromebook. Be kind of cool.
And that's the other thing that's kind of weird is that, so this is what they decided to release Fuchsia on, where all the talks seem to be a lightweight Google operating system. So I guess this is the lightweightness that they're talking about.
When?
Like at least when they were really talking about like way back.
Oh, okay.
It seemed like it was supposed to be like a, Pixel book. Yeah, it actually was. It was on a Pixel book back in 2018. So it was like, oh yeah, this is...
Oh, it says Pixel book. I thought it was a Pixel phone.
Oh yeah, no, this is supposed to be on like a little netbook, a little laptop. And
it's not a laptop. The Pixel book is like the premium Chromebook. It's expensive, or at least it used to be. The first one that came out, I think, was like $2,000.
Oh.
And it was a Chromebook. The only thing it had was a touchscreen, like that differentiated it from like the $300 Chromebooks.
Yeah. It was their expensive Chromebooks.
Actually, maybe it wasn't 2,000. Maybe it was 1,000, which is still a lot for a Chromebook.
Yeah.
And I don't even think, other than the touchscreen and the display, I don't think it even had anything else that was fun.
Yeah, so it's really like, all right, so this is going to start to roll out. And it still is, okay, hopefully it works faster.
So I'm not clear on this article. Are they actually going to be rolling this out to like production for people? Or is this like an opt-in kind of thing?
So currently it is...
like it's a
for
preview
users
currently.
in the preview program, but is going to start releasing more broadly after that. So it...
Jeez.
Yeah. This is going to be the new operating system.
Wonder how many they'll brick. Because it's not just an upgrade, it's like it's a reinstall.
Yeah. Or how many it's going to cause. So many, like, you're just going to wake up and your
alarm just goes off, or
it's just...
doesn't go off.
It wants to reinstall or restart and reconnect, and like, why?
That's cool, though. I wouldn't mind, like, seeing it, but I'd give it a shot.
Yeah.
But if Apple does get, like, release some kind of smart display for theirs, mine's going bye-bye.
Ah, yes.
I think it's, like, out of all the Google Homes that I have, it's the only one. Sorry, Nest Hubs.
Yeah, whatever.
It's the only one that I think I'll keep. But it's just a maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Just because the only thing I'd use the screen for is to see how long timers are, because that's actually kind of convenient, and YouTube usually. And I usually don't even use it for YouTube because it's super laggy and buggy.
And yours has way more problems than mine then.
Well, mine is also the fact that I'm casting from an iPhone.
Oh.
But I'm using their, like, casting thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's built into YouTube, so it should still be fine. It's not.
Yeah, that's why, because I actually look at that as something that should not be cast to. Like, ever.
Why?
Because I have TVs.
But if you're in the kitchen...
I pop my head around the corner at the TV.
You can do that. I can't.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you moved your TV up.
No, I didn't.
Is it on the living room anymore?
It is.
You can kind of pop your head around the corner. It takes a little more effort, I guess.
Yeah, it's nowhere near as convenient. And I mostly... Not that I ever really looked at the TV anyways, but it's just much easier to tell my phone, like to have, like go to the video on my phone and then cast it instead of telling Google to like pull this video up and it might pull up the right one.
Yeah. Okay, I'll admit that. I do let the I'm at the mercy of Google more often because of that. I'm just like, play music. And it just, whatever it decides it wants to play, if I decide I don't like it, I've also learned you say, play music again. Yeah. So. Yes. I don't know if that can be heard, but yeah, we shall continue.
You didn't pause it.
I know I didn't, because we were going to continue.
Oh, you were going to shut the door.
I'm just going to do that. We're doing it live. I don't care. Let's continue on the list.
Okay. I mentioned Temple. Click on that.
Temple OS?
Yeah. That's another Wikipedia article, but I feel like I've talked to you about it before. You being Billiam.
Yeah.
But basically this guy, his name is Terry A. Davis. He designed an operating system. Okay, I'll just read what the summary says here because I'm not going to be able to summarize it very well. So Temple OS is a biblical-themed lightweight operating system designed to be the third temple, as prophesied in the Bible. It was created by American programmer Terry A. Davis, like I mentioned before, who developed it alone over the course of a decade after a series of manic episodes that he later described as a revelation from God. So that's Temple OS. It's an x86 operating system. It will kind of run on modern hardware, but usually just an emulator. Just you better off using an emulator if you want to run it. Though not much runs on it, and I think the only thing that you can run on it is stuff that's built into it. Like you could theoretically run other stuff, but it's like different. Like it's using its own thing. Like it's 100% all homebrewed. Like I don't even think he started from anything. So in that sense, it's like it's kind of cool, but it's also kind of sad when you know the backstory of it.
Yeah.
Because he was having manic episodes and it just got worse and worse.
So the wording system was characterized as a modern x86 64 Commodore 64.
Yeah, basically just a modern, like, if you were to have a Commodore 64 running on modern hardware. Like, that's kind of the interface and stuff it had. Because, like, x86-64 just means it's a x86 processor that can run 64-bit.
Oh.
That's just what that means.
Okay.
If it's just a normal x86, like 32-bit processor, it just doesn't have that -64 on it. But pretty sure that's what that means. I'm like 100% sure.
I could always click on that.
It's just a 64-bit version of the x86 instruction set. First released in 99. Ooh. Dang.
It's old. Considering the Commodore 64 is a bit older.
Just a bit.
Decade or so.
No, almost 2. Came out in 82, man.
Yeah. Holds the world record for the highest selling single computer model of all time.
A lot of people make chiptunes that are basically as if they were playing from this or other stuff from back then, at least. Chiptune is like it's music that's played with chips, like synthesized with chips, so they're called chiptunes. Huh. If you've ever downloaded a key gen, they usually have that music on with them. Like, it's just like a hallmark of key gens now. It's just weird.
If I could spell it right.
You didn't even come close.
No,
you did like Canador.
I almost did a couple times, so then I started questioning myself. So here's the thing also about the Commodore 64. One, they still work. I think my dad still has his, and yeah, you can still play those things.
Worst case, you have to just replace a couple of chips, which either some of them you can get new, but a lot of them you have to get old stock or
we did mod
salvaged.
it, or he modded it by putting like a fan so there's some airflow.
Mm-hmm.
But
not that it really needed it, but
it I think we hit a point where it needed it.
What were you doing?
Stuff.
Yeah.
modem, printer,
I just
all the things.
because they were just those like they didn't even have heat sinks.
Yeah, that's why you need a fan on it.
Just, I guess airflow is airflow, so it would help. But you're the first one I've ever heard of put a fan on it.
There's a new one though where they made it.
Yeah, they made a mini one. The mini one is just an emulator. It doesn't have stuff in it.
Not that. I mean, a full-sized remake where it was. They just put modern parts in it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. See, this article even points out. I don't even know when the.
Wait.
Back in 2000.
Wait. Go back up.
Go back up.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
No. I'm just reading through it because there's a channel that I watched called the 8-Bit Guy, and he wanted to make a computer that was similar to this. So I was wondering if it was. He basically wants to make a modern, like 8-bit computer that you could actually make 100% with, like modern parts. You wouldn't have to use any old stock, but that's not what this is. It's still, I don't think. But
this is this isn't even what I was looking for either. This is a full-size Commodore 64 with everything built into it. That's not even what I was. Yeah, I don't remember. It's been like 10 years, I swear, since I saw that. It was, a modern computer. So in other words, they had built the computer into the keyboard like they used to, and you could use that as your modern computer. So it had modern chips.
Are you thinking of the?
No, they basically just gutted a Commodore 64 and put a modern computer in it.
Okay, because they made a Raspberry Pi that was also like that too recently.
I guess it's been about 10 years, I think, since they did that.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not that.
No.
Because the Raspberry Pi with the computer. Go to Amazon and look it up. I'll show you. Well, I'll use it as a visual aid so I can know what the heck I'm talking about. I think it's on Amazon. Yeah, just type Pi keyboard. Not that kind of Pi.
I know, I just realized. They're close enough. Look at that.
No, it's not.
I know.
It's not coming up with the right stuff. It's still not coming up with the right stuff.
Aww.
Oh, no. Oh, it's right there.
Raspberry Pi 400, all-in-one quad-core. Is this what you're talking about?
Yeah.
All right. Look at that. You can throw it in the show notes.
I've been told it's not a very good buy.
Okay, then
like
people
it's
don't
nice.
buy this.
No, I mean, it's nice if you're trying to do like an all-in-one kind of thing, or trying to get someone into like programming or something, because I think you can still access all the GPIO ports and stuff on it still. But you got a keyboard included.
Oh.
And all you basically have to hook up at that point is just a monitor and the power cord.
Hey.
Because they have Wi-Fi built in, they have Bluetooth built in now.
Nice.
And it's Bluetooth 5.0 even. And they have gigabit Ethernet now. They didn't used to have that.
Fancy.
And it's got AC wireless.
Actually has wireless, because we were stuck with, phone lines back on the Commodore days.
Oh, you were using phone lines? You weren't using like
1982.
No, I guess. No. No. I was trying to think if because they used to do coax.
Oh, yeah.
But that was after dial-up. Because coax was used in like early office setups.
Yeah, for the ring setups and all. Yeah.
Well, you could use it for just normal like T-based stuff, but it would like max out at 10. Like, yeah. I came across some routers, and I think I even have, or had at least, some network cards that actually had that option. I always wanted to try it out, even though I knew it was terrible. Like, comparatively speaking, at least.
It is. I did training on that.
Because Ethernet is just way better.
Yes.
Like, way better. But the concept is cool. Just use like a normal coax cable.
Oh,
you had to have a special connector, but...
So, when you dial... It was more you dialing into, like, bulletin board systems.
Yeah. Because they usually use, like... The popular thing back then was, like, token ring stuff, wasn't it? Which you can still do.
Yes. No, I'm talking about Commodore 64, so you would dial into other people's computers and all that.
Yeah. Okay, so you're talking about dial-up. Okay.
Yes.
You're back to dial-up.
Back to what came with what options you had with the Commodore 64. Old technology.
Yeah, I think you can still do token ring.
Yeah.
I kind of want to try it out someday.
Eh.
Token ring is like weird because like everything's wired in series, and do you share a packet or do they just get forwarded on through the ring? How does it work?
Believe it gets forwarded on. It's been so long since I had to deal with it.
Well, I know it for sure gets forwarded on, but I was wondering if like they all shared a packet or something. And then they just added on to it, but that doesn't actually make any sense. I could actually check.
Honestly, you're talking about technology that's worthless anyways.
But it's cool because it's worthless now.
Oh, well, we are talking about Commodore 64, so I guess Yeah,
you're the one that sidetracks us on that.
Nostalgia. Back in my day, we had computers that would dial into other computers, and that was all you could connect to.
I mean, you're still doing that now. You just are taking out the dial part of it.
But you can connect to more than one computer at a time now.
You could do that too. You just had to have an interesting network setup. I.e., the computer you're dialing into had access to other computers.
Or, yeah, I guess if the homeowner did have multiple phone lines, then not only did you dial into that computer, but so did somebody else, and you could have 3 people talking to each other.
What?
I know.
I'm trying to... I can't read.
That's all right.
Why can't I read?
It's overrated.
No, it's not.
Totally.
I can read, but there's something like right in front of my face that I can't see. Okay, I found it. Told you.
Do you need your eyes checked? Are you?
I got my eyes checked recently, actually.
Yeah. Fuzzy flurries.
Look at this. So on my little Raspberry Pi thing I have at home, it's a DHCP thing that I'm using because my router's one sucks. I can click token ring.
Man,
as a hardware address. I really want to try it.
Your Raspberry Pi's programming's terrible if it has token ring as an option.
No, it's not the Pi. It's the DHCP server that I have.
You should get a new DHCP server.
No, it's nice. Because you can still use normal Ethernet, like i.e. MAC addresses, but I just saw the token ring. What's FDDI? Does that sound familiar to you, Bill?
As soon as you probably look it up.
Fiber Distributed Data Interface. Is a standard for data transmission in a local area network.
Cool.
That looks old. Look at that card.
Yeah, they all basically look like that.
No, I mean back then, though. Like, I didn't think it was that old. Because where it had fiber, like the word fiber in it, I was thinking like, modern fiber.
Mm-hmm.
Which, it is using those kind of terminals. It's just older looking than I thought it would be.
That looks like normal terminals for fiber.
Yeah, no, it has normal fiber terminals. Like the normal connectors.
Yeah.
It's just the card itself looks old and it has like a weird S-video kind of thing in the middle.
I forgot about that, yeah.
Or is that a PS2 port? I think it's a PS2 port. Your dog's going off again.
Yep. She likes the things.
She likes the things.
She barks at the things. All the
barks
things.
Barks at the things. All the things.
Mm-hmm. She's part of the podcast now, permanently. Forever.
They probably can't hear her.
Maybe.
They might be able to hear her. Ideally, they wouldn't be able to, but,
I know, we'll just keep this in.
Oh, you found that on the Wikipedia. I just looked at Google search. Oh, it does say ian.wikipedia on it.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Was there anything else? We got a ways to go, actually. We
have some talking points.
Okay.
I want to talk about a new Kickstarter that is
funny.
Not that funny turns Cards Against Humanity on its head to challenge microaggressions.
What's a microaggression?
The little things that like piss people off, or little just little.
It's like when people
snips.
click a pen
Yeah.
over and over. Or they say a lot.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That one really bothers me.
Yeah.
But I know I can't really feel all that bad. Like, that person doing it's not meaning to do it. And it's really hard to break it, so it's not like I hold it against them. It just irritates me as well. The pen thing, though. Click, 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 click.
And this game, so from the creators of Cards Against Humanity, so the creator.
Yes.
I funded this.
Ooh.
And
Did
it's
you get
still, it's still, they still have some time. They still have a little bit of time on it before it.
6 days.
As of the recording. By the time listeners get to it, if they get to it by...
It'll be like a couple of days if they get to it, when it's released.
Yes. So it is coming... So, but they did get funded. They're 100% funded. Now they're actually looking at getting stretch goals out there. And if you live in... So if this is being printed and made in Canada... If you live locally, you actually can save a couple dollars by having it going and picking it up.
Ah.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yep. I just like full funded, all in. I'm like, these are awesome. You need a minimum of 3 players to play. But I really like Cards Against Humanity. I missed the first time around.
So, do they have example cards? Yes, right there. I can't read that.
I know. I'm trying to make it bigger. We'll make it even bigger.
Enhance.
So you're on the first date and are asked your stance on Black Lives Matter. You hit him with, and then there's just the general not that funny responses. And yeah, these could be interesting.
So you got one that is...
Yeah, no, I'm just going to...
No, I'm not going to read it.
People should just go to this
I'm not going to read it. I was going to just generalize it. You got one that would make people immediately angry. You got one that is just like they're indifferent. And then you got one that...
will make people angry.
Yeah.
Like, is it... No,
there's only one on there that wouldn't really bother people that much.
Not that funny type of thing. Like, oh, you're really not that funny with that comment or whatever. Trigger warnings. So, yeah, I guess that's the other thing. It is out there. There are now trigger warnings on this.
Very controversial. Though Cards Against Humanity is kind of controversial anyways.
True.
Just because some of the stuff you can get.
Yeah, these are not NFTs, but these are NTFs.
NTF.
Not that funny.
Oh.
And then there's a timeout card, which can be used when things get heated. Each player starts the game with one card, and it can be used at discretion for a 5-minute halt in gameplay to respectfully discuss this situation before tabling it and continuing the game. Use this timer function on your phone.
No, they don't even include like an hourglass or anything.
Nope.
Lame.
So this should be in my hands in September.
Ideally.
Yes.
But I'm sure you have some Kickstarters that you kickstarted that said they would be here like a year ago and they're still not here.
Oh, I'm still waiting on one that...
Was it a cord?
I got all my cords.
Oh, you got all the cords?
I have all the cords. All the cords have officially shown up.
What's the one that you were waiting on then?
I got one that... Well, they did some massive changes on it. It is it's a toothpick.
What?
Toothpick it's a flosser. It's basically, it's like, those like really nice, flossers that you usually throw away, the plastic ones.
Yeah.
So this is a metal one, and you replace the floss on it.
Oh.
And the floss was originally made from bamboo, so it's like low or more eco-safe, blah, blah. Now it's made from plankton. So they found a new way to create some things, which is even less water usage and waste and better use. I was like, oh, this seems interesting.
I just use a water pick.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
But
But
a
also-
toothpick does help out even then.
And also, if it's ready to, it's like right there, you're like, yeah, just dig that out.
Interesting.
Uh-huh.
But you've been waiting on that for a while.
Yeah, apparently it's been shipped, but they also got a notification that apparently they're not sending out notification or shipment details when the company that's shipping them isn't sending out emails to the people that they're shipped. So they contacted them going like, hey, you should send those out. So I might be in the mail, might not be. I don't know. I've been monitoring it. I think it's the last one that it's the last one for a long time that I've been waiting for. I already have another round of various things that I'm in on that are good to help out.
Side note, complete tangent.
Yeah.
Did Discord make its icon darker?
Discord changed its icon. Oh, you actually bringing that up.
Because I've been looking at it for like days now, trying to figure out what's wrong with it.
Okay, it's not crooked. That's the first thing.
Well, it just looked darker.
Are you talking on mine, yours, or... Because on mine, there might be something going on.
No, I mean, even on mine. Like,
Okay.
I have it like down here.
Good,
It's
okay.
darker.
So mine might be darker. I changed some settings.
Like, it
and
used to
stuff.
be that color.
Yes. Okay.
Which
so,
they still have that color for some reason on
I
there.
know, in the app. So on your mobile devices, and there's even updates going out. So, actually, yeah, that is the old style because it still has the lines in it. Because they got rid of the little lines in between. I actually saw this update when they were releasing it. And the Discord icon, I forget what they said they named it, was crooked. And they said unless you were really, really had a keen eye,
Oh, it was really crooked.
it was really crooked,
Oh,
yeah.
jeez.
Unless you had a really keen eye, you probably didn't notice it. Yeah, actually, for some odd reason, I actually read the release notes on this last Discord. I was like, oh, okay.
When
this
the
is-
pop-ups come up, I sometimes read them. It depends on what I'm doing. Because they make the release notes kind of funny.
And yeah, maybe that's why I did read it. Oh yeah, the fresh new look to celebrate their 6th birthday. So this is 12 days ago. Let's put this in. Since you brought it up, we'll throw it in the show notes. So that was the stuff they were talking about. Is that it was? Oh, also, what is it? Or does it have a name or anything like that you know of?
Disky.
See, that is a stuff.
Clyde?
Clyde is his name.
Clyde.
The logo's name. Discord logo has a name, and it is called Clyde.
I was trying to see if I could see if it was crooked.
Oh, okay. If you're wanting to see if it's crooked, where did they?
Was it not that wireframe that you passed
It
a
might
while
have been
ago?
that wireframe. I've got this stuff going on. Wrong wireframe. So yeah, only the most eagle-eyed notice, but the old logo was horizontally asymmetrical. Something our design team has been waiting years to fix. Small details such as Clyde lives within a bubble and not symmetrical can be distinctly restrictive when creating new interface elements.
So it made UX harder,
Yes.
even if most people wouldn't notice or didn't notice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I can see that.
So that's why he's no longer living in a bubble. He now lives in circles. He is, like I said, the logo did change. Like I said, it is darker. It has also changed. Let me just mark them all as red. I don't even know how to mark them all as red. Get rid of the little red dot. Ta-da! And they also closed up all the gaps. So
Mhm.
this is like little, ears and mouth.
You can do folders?
Yes, you can do folders. Yes, you can do folders.
Not that
in
I have
Discord.
that many like servers, but still.
I kind of wish you could like name
Like
them.
I can view all my servers without scrolling.
Mine are in folders. I'm still scrolling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I don't join them because I usually don't care.
Well, it's fun to have them there. Plus, also the nice thing about being
I
part
never
of...
look at them.
Well, but the other fun thing about being part of them, especially I decided to upgrade, and because I was like, I've been using Discord for free for so long. I support them. I am now a subscriber.
Yeah, you're in Nitro.
Yeah. And actually, I supported one of my channels I generally commonly in. It's not ours because no one's in ours but us. If anyone's interested in joining our Discord server, shoot me a message. I'll give you an invite. I don't think anybody really cares, though. But that's that. But with that, though, being a Nitro also means that I can use the chat stuff or those little emojis from all of any server I'm on in any server I am on.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the free one, you can only use them usually in the server that it was created in. You can't use them all in all the servers.
Let me check.
Yeah, you should double check that. I was pretty sure that wasn't.
Wait, huh?
So I go to ours or any of them.
No, I'm in one. What happens if I click this?
What if you do click it?
Yeah, you have to be Nitro. Okay.
That's because I have. That's why
They were grayed out, and it was kind of freaking me out. And it doesn't tell you that you can't use it until you click it. So,
and that's why when I sent you the one, I asked you what it sent because one, you weren't in that group that I was in. We weren't in that channel together, so which meant I wasn't sure if you could see it. And it worked, so I was like, yeah, just...
And then you were asking me if I was sending you weird stuff like that, because... Like, on your phone, those apparently don't show up for you. And they're just normal emoticons. Like, they're not even special to Discord. I don't know, one of the ones I was using you couldn't see, apparently.
Did you send it to me directly?
Yes. Let's see, maybe I test. This one. Oh, you're not going to be able to find it. This was a while ago. Nope, it's all showing up.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
They're showing up just fine. On all of my devices.
Also, Clyde looks like a controller. I always just assumed he was a controller.
Oh, that was actually one of the things that they even said. That people thought, what is Clyde? And people were like, game controller.
Yeah, it looks like an Xbox 360 game controller. Actually, no, specifically.
Mickey Mouse pants.
Okay, I could see it.
Yeah, I totally. As soon as they said that, I was like, makes sense. I just called him Discord. I didn't know his name was Clyde. And apparently a very common one, ugly.
Oh,
I know, they put a sad face too.
poor Clyde.
So, and then they obviously went through different shapes, refined them, did all sorts of stuff. And we also freed Clyde from being stuck in his bubble, and he's very excited about. In fact, you might even see Clyde smile or be a bit sad or sleepy. A good amount of fan art depicts Clyde with expressions, but now we're officially
There's fan art?
There's fan art. Letting Clyde feel what he wants to feel.
This...
If you peek at the top of Clyde's head, you may notice that the
I may not want to look this up, actually.
antennas are gone. It's now connected, and his mouth is a little bit smaller.
Oh, no antennas.
Yeah.
Wow, I found one from 2019. That's not... Never mind. Usually when you look up fan art, you're actually, like, kind of asking yourself for trouble sometimes.
But is your safe search on?
It doesn't matter sometimes, man.
True.
No. No, maybe I should just go to images. That'll work better. It's not as illuminating as I'd hoped.
Oh, I almost forgot. Yes, it was darker. You're right. It is Blurple.
They called it Blurple?
It is Blurple.
I mean, it is blue and purple.
Mm-hmm.
Old Blurple, new Blurple.
Old
Goodness.
Blurple was light. New Blurple is darker.
Has more blue.
Mm-hmm.
More blue and purple? So it makes it darker?
Sure.
Does it put the code there?
It did put the code there.
Oh, okay.
But I'd have to pause it, and I can't pause it.
You can't pause it because it's a GIF.
I could go like that. Oh, that didn't work. It doesn't. No, it's just holding on the first image. All right. Oh, you can see the entire set of colors at Discord branding. Oh, yeah. Blurple.
The Blurple. Is that the old Blurple?
It looks like the old Blurple.
They haven't updated their branding site. They have Grayple. They just have full white. Nothing special. Dark but not black. Nice. Not quite black. Actually black.
Yep.
Which is, you guessed it, black. It also has a 100% alpha channel, meaning it's not transparent, whereas a lot of them are like 2/3 trans or 2/3 opaque ish.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, this is even the old stuff, actually. That's weird that they have the old stuff on their branded page. This is what their old one. But, yes.
Discord.com/branding. I will go to it to see if it's cached
actually,
for some reason.
I've never been to this site.
That's what I was, that's why I said for some reason. Yeah, it's still the old stuff. Blurple.
So.
Blurple.
What else? Yeah, that was actually, I probably should have brought that up last week. But I'm glad you brought that up because I thought that was quite interesting.
I only noticed it like I think I started noticing it on Monday. And
so I saw the article before my computer updated, but I was looking at my computer, I'm like, this is odd, okay, whatever. But my phone's version was updated. So I did recognize, I was able to actually do a quick comparison.
I also just kind of assumed it was my, because I have like color shifting stuff installed, and I thought it might have been that. Well,
and I did too. That's why I was asking, are you meaning mine or whatever? Because my colors changed my computer, like the ultra high definition coloring. So things are darker and crisper.
Crisp.
I know, it's shiny.
It's not shiny. It's just crisp.
It's crispy.
Crisp.
So we probably should wrap things up, though. It's about that time.
Okay.
What? You want to talk something for a few moments?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
All right.
What's your last words?
I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. Da-da-da.